Hi guys, Emmanuel here, Sales Ledger Tech Support. In this video, we're going to moving on from this last video where we actually added some items to or some sales, and we actually tracked some of the matrices to check how our business is doing. We looked at the profit, our top items, top sales. Yeah, in this video, we're just going to look at more of that. So we're not going to waste time on some of the other stuffs which we talked about in the previous video. So you can watch the previous videos if you want to know how to add products, add customers, and all that stuff. So in this video, we are just going to be looking at metrics, how to understand the numbers which you see, because there are a lot of numbers here. This is a business management platform, so you're going to see a lot of numbers which try to tell you several things about your business. So in this video particularly, we are going to first be looking at our sales. So of course, we are recorded, I think, 4 sales, as you can see. And I said, of course, we have a filter. By default, we filter by date, which means the most recent sale is at the top. Then we have the older sales at the bottom. Yeah, so all our sales were done today on the 30th of May. So we don't see, but in the future, I'm going to be adding more sales. So we're going to be seeing how this is going to play out, okay? So for now, where we can actually look at a sale, you can see the details of the sale, the date, the person, that's the customer, the payment method, status which is complete. Like you'll see later on, you can have, these are the items which were added to the sale. As you can see, this sale just has one item and it's a total of 45,000 naira based on the currency you're using, but we made a profit of 13,000. Okay, this is calculated from the buying price. Okay, so that's why it's always good to have a buying price, because if you don't record the buying price, we are not going to be able to calculate the profits, okay, which you have made. So in this case, we can close this for now. Now you have other options like edit. Of course, you can always edit the sale. You can change the units. You can change the units of the sale. You can for now we can change the unit. So like I said, initially we have an issue with this, which I'm going to fix. Okay, so but you can change the units, and of course it's supposed to change this price here automatically. So I'm going to do a video where all this has been fixed. So doing that, we're also going to look at, you can change even the customer, but usually you don't want to change the sale, especially if a receipt has been created for the sale. Okay, so let's go to print. So you can also print a sale. You can print, so when you print, it actually shows you a document. You can see, so we are going to work on this, but if you're using the app, you're going to have a very beautiful printing. But for the printer on the web, we are going to work on it so that you can have very good printing. Okay, but for now it's not the best. Okay, but we're going to arrange the view of the printing on the web. But like I said, the app has a very good let's cancel this. The app has a very good printing feature, which you can select the printer, you can do whatever you want, and it has a very sleek design, you understand. So if you're using the Android app, you're going to see but we are going to keep improving the printing view of the web app. Okay, so at the moment you can print or you can just download the PDF. So at best, currently, if you're using it on the web, the best is to actually download a PDF, so you can view the PDF like this, which is not okay. So here is the PDF. As you can see, you have the customer, the number, and you see. So here is a very nice PDF. Like I said, we also have, here is the QR code which you can verify. You can scan this, and here is, so this is a beautiful receipt. But this receipt, like I said, is not as you can see, your logo is also up here, but I said this receipt is not as beautiful as the one we have on the app. So you have another receipt on the app which is very, very is well designed and more professionally looking than this, but this is also very good, clean, and it also helps you to move on the fly. If you can't have access to the app, you can always use this. But like I said, we'll be improving the design of this receipt in the near future. But this is very good. It's just that compared to the app, it's not as good as the one on the app. So as you can see from here, you can easily print if you want. Okay, so sometimes you can prefer to print directly first. View the PDF and print. So you see here you have a better display, you understand, rather than printing directly from the one which from the printing button. You can view and print very easily if you're using the web. Like I said, it's more advanced on the Android app, but for the web you can see. So you can print and you can download if you want. Okay, So for now, I'm just going to close this. So as you can see, you can view like we did, you can download, which is just going to trigger a download like a normal browser download, which you all know, and all that stuff. So that's it. And you can also close. Okay, so that's it. So our advice, if you're using the web, you can use the PDF, okay, rather than using print. Use the PDF. You can also delete a sale, which we are not going to do because for now, but just know you can delete the sale and it's going to be removed and from all your calculations and everything. So yeah, so the next, so focus on the profit right now. We can see the different profits we actually made for each sale. Okay, you can also do that here. As you can see, we made 28.9, which is just 13,000 naira. As you can see, this we have made 34. So once you enter your buying price, it's very easy for us to calculate, to help you calculate the profit. Okay, so as you can see here, we made 31, that's 72,500. So it makes you, that's why sales ledger is so important. It helps you to track the profit you're making from each sale, which is something you really need to know for your business. You need to know whether you're selling at a loss. You need to know the items that give you more profit. It helps you to optimize your business. Okay, now for products, you can also see those same numbers. I'm just trying to help you to understand the numbers. So like I said, this is your buying price, which you can always edit from here. Okay, so the way we calculate the profit is, if for example you have no buying price, which means it's not set, it's going to be 0. We don't record the sale with the buying price. We assume you actually made 0 profit. Okay, if the buying price is same as the selling price. Okay, we haven't sold this item yet, that's why you see 0 sales, 0 profit. But if we sell it, if it's part of a sale, if we sell any of the item, we're going to see its own calculations here. But for now, it's just for you to understand, if you have no buying price, we are going to assume the buying price and the selling price is the same. So here you're going to see 0 profit. Now, if you later come and add the buying price, we are going to use that buying price to calculate the profit. Okay. Now, if you add the buying price and we calculate the profit and you change the buying price, it's not going to change the profit because the sale is going to be recorded with that buying price. So regardless of how you change, and that's very good for business because buying price can change. Okay, so in that case, profit is going to change. It's not going to be the same. So we are not going to apply your new profit or your new buying price to an old sale which was recorded with a different buying price. That's very important. So now the numbers, like I said, okay, so for this sale, for example, we had 25 stock. Okay, like I say, as we add sales, it means we initially had 30 stock, but since we have sold 5, we have 25 left. Okay, and from the 5 sales which we did, we made a profit of 6.5. Now, what's the difference between the profit which you see here and the profit which you see here? So the profit which you see here is per item, while the profit which you see here is per sale. So from this whole sale which you made, it was the profit which has multiple items. But generally, you can know how much profit you're making from each product. So if you see you're making very small profit from a product, you can either decide to lower the stock, which means you don't buy a lot of that product, or you don't sell it at all. While for those which you make high profit on, you can increase the stock. This helps you not to spend money on products which are not selling. You understand? Okay, so as you can see, we haven't sold this yet, so it's 0. But we sold this, we made 13. We sold this, we made 49. And it has been part of 7 sales. So this also matters because, see, people have really bought this. We are going to see other statistics that's going to tell us our highest sales. So for now, we are looking at this 166. That's quite impressive and all that. So you don't need to stress. You can just come here and actually we're going to add sort by profit, so you can be able to know the product which has the highest profit, because I think you cannot do that here, but it's part of the statistics which we are going to be looking at shortly. Okay, so you have low stock, which actually tells you the item in low stock, that's from 10 and below. Then we have flash sales. None of our items are currently in flash sales. We're going to look at that in another video. We have in stock, out of stock. Okay, we have an item which is out of stock. Like I said, you can just go in here and add that item, the number of stock here, and it's going to be updated. So let's just add 1 just to make things good. So if we add 1, you're going to see no items out of stock. We have added to that item, so it disappeared from the out of stock list. And you can arrange items from A to Z. and you can arrange items from Z to A. Okay, and you can search also. If you want to search Brazil, you can see Brazilian, and if you have another as okay, so but just know you can search. I don't know the names of the items offhand. Okay, so these are the items. Like I said, you can always edit it to change the pictures or the images. So you can always edit an item and swap the images here. You know, you can delete, you can add, you know, and all that stuff. You know, this is the only item that has one image. Most of our other items, we added 2 images for each. You're going to see how these images are important, but it also helps you to know the items which you're selling. Okay, so as you can see, flash sale not active, and so only you can see this. Like we said, you know, your customers cannot see it and all that. So let's move. So as you can see, initially we have 2 customers. These are the 2 customers which we have, and as you can see, each of them have been part of 2 orders, of course, because those are the only customers. So each of them have been in 2 orders, which means they are bought in our sales. Okay, in the sales which we have here, they have had two sales each. So as you can see, Aduni Okafor has 2 sales. Aduni Okafor, that's what it means, has been in 2 sales, and Choma has been in 2 sales. So let's say we just do something quick and we add one of them to a sale. Let them just buy this Brazilian which we haven't sold yet, and let's take orders and completed. Let's add a discount here, 25. So we're gonna add some discount. Know that when you add discount like this, it affects your profits. You understand? The profit which you see also considers this discount. The amount you lost from adding a discount to your customers is included in your profit calculation. So as you can see, so if we go back to customers, you can see this new customer who is Choma will have higher number of sales. So as you can see, I think this has not been updated yet, so I'm just going to refresh here. So we're going to fix this so you always see it once you come in. So I'm going to refresh here so that I can see it. All right, so we're going to fix that. Okay, so as you can see, 3 sales and 2, so we're going to fix that. All right, so like I think sales ledger is just about, it's not yet up to 2 months, so sometimes we can't test all these features because sales ledger actually has a lot of numbers, changing in various places, so we can't track all this in this very short time, but we're going to ensure within the next day or 2 these issues are all going to be resolved. Okay, so as you can see, after refreshing, we have the correct numbers. So we can see this total, this user has spent this amount and this has spent this amount. Okay, we don't yet have a filter we're going to add a filter here so you can filter by name, by amount, and all that stuff. So let's go to the dashboard. So by the time you're watching this video, most of these errors which you have seen in the video might have already been corrected, depending on when you're going to be watching this video, because we actually try to correct errors almost on the same day or the next day. Okay, so as you can see, here is your total sales, the total revenue, like how much has come in, and then here is your net profit, how much you've made as profit from what came in. Okay, here is your total expenses. We are going to look at it. Expenses is your expenses out of sales, which you can add, like transportation, fuel, logistics, and all that stuff. Yeah, we have a provision for you to add that. So here we have your total items sold, and here you can just keep track of the number of inventory items you have. So currently we have 9 inventory items. So here we have our recent sales. So of course, here is our recent sales. Our recent sale was 22,000. We have 45. We had 13. And this actually just shows the last 5, as you can see, and the dates. So we did all this today, that's why you see the same date. Now these are your top products, the products which actually is giving you the highest amount of money. So as you can see, these top products are each, this is in 1 sale, 1 sales, 1 sale. This is the number of sales for which this product is in. As you can see, all of them are all in 1 sale each. Okay, so as you can see, here is the price. Okay, so we're going to look more into top products when we add more sales. We are going to look at this more. So here we have the insights of the business. So here you can see your inventory health. So here it's just showing how many items are on low stock. optimal level. We have 4 items, optimal level, and all that stuff. So yeah, you can read this to understand what all this means. Okay, it's good, just so the video can be short. So we have product metrics. So in the product metrics here, you can read this, but it actually allows you to know stuffs that have high sales, high margin, like these stuffs. You can see cash cows, which is high sales, low margin. So if you are not versed with statistics, you don't need to worry about all this. You can just focus on your profit. But for those who are versed with statistics and all these stuff, this can be important for you to look at this: low sales, high margin. Yeah, but you can learn all this, low sales, high margin, just for fewer sales, but you made good amount of money from it. So as you can see, like from SIG, we are going to fix some pointing issues here. You can see that we've actually made some money from it, even though it has few amount of sales and all those stuff. And then we have low sales, low margin, like these ones. But as you can see, low sales, high margin, like this professional hair dryer, low sales, but as you can see, the margin, the profit is high, 45k. You understand? So even though it's a low sales, but it has high margin. So even if we are not selling much, but we are making good money from it, something like that. So you can go through the statistics, customer frequency. As you can see, yeah, we have, it shows our customers are coming back. If you have just one-time customers, you're going to see this. But as you can see, we have 2 customers who have bought 2 times. So between 2 to 3. So you can read that. It just shows how your customers return. If you want to know if your business is good, maybe you're selling stuff like cakes and something, which you have recurring customers that always come back. You can know the products which actually have customers coming back. You understand? So yeah, that's what you see here. You can read more about it down here. And here we have cash flow, which cannot populate until maybe after at least 5 sales. Then here we see so I'm just going to quickly add 1 sale so you can see how that changes. So let me record a sale with some items which have already, I must add a customer. Let me just add this. So let me record a sale with some items like this, which have already been used. Let's see. So we have Peruvian and Brazilian, and then let's take yeah, and we don't need to add a profit. So this is just a quick sale to, yeah. So let me just refresh to be sure. On refresh, it's gonna, so I can view that sale right here. So as you can see, Brazilian and Peruvian. Okay, so now if I go back to dashboard, of course I'm going to see here, you're going to see, so these are these 2 items. So why it shows 111 is because all these items have just been in 1 sale. Now this graph particularly, you can read about it here. It helps you to know how many of like your highest product which sells, because for a product to sell, or your favorable products, which means more cost is present in more sales. It's really not about the count, but more about how many sales contain that product, like how many times the product is purchased. You understand? The demand. You understand? Because if just one person buys many of a product, you can't really use that to know if the product is in high demand, because it's just purchased by one person. But if multiple people are purchasing a product, you're able to estimate the demand of that product. So that's the importance of this graph. So this has 2 sales. It means these products are in higher demand than these products. So as we sell, you're going to see some products are going to have 10. It means they were present in 10 sales. So that's your highest product in demand. Okay. Now all this, I'm trying to go into depth so you'll be able to understand the importance of analytics, because many small businesses operate without analytics, and that's why they're not able to compare with bigger businesses, because bigger businesses use analytics for decision making. They actually look into their product, know which ones are non-marketable, and abandon them. So individuals may abandon product 4 months before you even know that product is not on demand again. But with this sales ledger, you can be able to track demand and focus on products with high demand. That's very, very important. You understand? Or if you bring in a new product, you can be able to immediately know if that product doesn't have a high demand. Okay. So, and then profit analysis, of course, very good. You just track the profit you'll be making So today we have just had sales only for today. We have just sold only for today, all our sales. So changing this does not matter, because no matter how you change it, it always shows, since it starts from the 7 days to 90 days, it's the same. We'll have just the same profit. So as you can see, we have made 77 out of this. That's the highest profit. We have made, from this product we have made. So same what I was saying we can't do here, because I was saying we have to add a filter for profit. You can actually just check that here, you understand. So as you can see, if you come here, yeah, so as you can see, this is the highest product profit here, 49. So as you can see, you can actually know the products which actually, like I said, very, very important. Sometimes you need to know where your money is coming from. It can be difficult to know when you're selling after every 2 days, 1 day, but in the long run, you can be able to go here and know, oh, this product sells very much, so let me like strategize on it, let me advertise it like in high demand or something. So this is your highest profit. And so that's it for dashboard, and we're going to end with analytics, because I'm trying to, in this video we are trying to focus on the numbers. Okay, so analytics is similar to dashboard, but the difference is you can actually filter based on time. So you can see analytics just for today, like most of our sales are today. You can see analytics that spans the last 2 days. You can see analytics for 7 days, 30 days ago, and all time, means ever since you started this business, you understand. So after 1 year, you can imagine what you're going to be seeing here. Very, very important. You can't track that manually. Okay, you can't track your business manually. So as you can see, we have already had a revenue of 536. It can also help you to know how you're spending, because if you're making a lot of money from your business and you don't still see the money, then it means money is going out through somewhere. Okay, so as you can see, we have had a revenue of 536,000 already, and a net profit out of this revenue. At least we made a good amount of profit. That's good profit margin. Okay, so we are going to also look at items. So we have sold 29. That's including the units. It actually takes the units, the stock, the units. So if somebody buys 5 of a particular product, that counts, you understand here. Okay, so customers, of course we have 2 customers for now, and then average order value. So this is your total revenue divided by your total number of products. So like your total number of orders, you understand. So averagely, this is how much revenue you get. Okay, so these graphs can't show for now, so we are going to come back in a later video, maybe after 1 week, and we are going to see how this graph operates. But for now, since we just did sales for today, we can't see, as you can see, they actually show at the end of a business day. So but we can see this, as you can see, these top products, as you can see, this is our top product. We have had this revenue is just how much you have gotten, yes, including your the amount you spent. Okay, so it's not like the total revenue which came in, you understand, not considering profit, just your total amount coming in. Okay, so as you can see, we have this is the highest revenue. We have gotten the highest revenue from this product. Okay, and you can see the decreasing order. So as you can see, even though we have sold 5 of this, you see, because of the low price, we have 5, but it does not give us the revenue like this. Okay, or like this. As you can see, we just had 2 of this, but it give us more revenue than 5 of these. Okay, so that just depends on the price of the product. Our highest customers, of course, we see Chioma has bought 4 sales. You understand, 4 sales were done by Chioma and 2 by Aduni. Okay, so you can see how much she spent, you understand. So this is the revenue, and then we can look at now the profit, which is very important. The profit is how much we actually made from this item. So as you can see, we made 77k here, which is very, very important, you know. So this is our highest product, so we can say this is our most marketable product, or this is the product that gives us the highest amount of profit. So we can focus on this, we can advertise this, because we know, yes, it's in high demand, it's a good, you know. Sometimes we can reduce the amount we spend on some of these low products and put it into this high product, because it gives us our highest amount of profit. This is where our money comes from. Okay, so of course, so as you can see, this is just a graph of how much revenue comes in versus profit. So revenue is like the total amount coming in. Profit is when you subtract your expenditures, like your buying price and all that stuff. So as you can see here, we had a revenue of 245. We made a profit of 77k. And so, like I said, you can't track all this manually. That's why you need an app like Sales Ledger, because these are things which just disappear. You can't have access to this kind of information without you having having that information. You can't even keep it on use pen and all that stuff, except you have a dedicated accountant which does all this for you. But like you see, there's a lot of metrics to take down when you're doing a business, you understand, which is very, very important. So sales by day, of course, all our sales were done on Friday. So of course, our Friday is going to be our highest day of sales. Some people sell well on the Tuesdays and all that. So you're going to see all that here. For the current week, this is what we made on Friday. Since we haven't sold for the past days, we are only going to see Friday. Of course, Saturday is tomorrow, so nothing for tomorrow. Yeah, but in the future videos, you're going to see how this is going to be populated. Yeah, but I'm going to show you a screenshot of, on another business which has some of this populated. So this is our cash flow. As you can see, people are paid. These people are paid through cash, some are paid through card, and we can track that. This just helps if someone is running your business and you want to be able to track how money is being dissipated so that you don't lose. Okay, you can know you're expecting this amount of cash, this amount of card, this amount from bank transfer. So this should be in your bank. This should be also in your bank if your card is connected to your bank, or if you're using a payment service like OPay or PalmPay in Nigeria, this should be in that account. And then this should actually be cash which your sales agent is supposed to give you, or if you're managing the shop, this should be the amount of cash you expect to see. Okay, so you can actually cancel them to see just one, which is also important if you want for that. All right, so that's it for the dashboard. So in the next video, we are going to look at other stuffs about the app. We are going to look at the tools and all these other aspects of the app. So I think that's it for the numbers. This is going to help you to crunch numbers, to know what all the numbers are. Like I said, we're going to have updated videos after 1 week where we're going to look how these numbers have been changing. So I'm going to be updating this every day. I'm going to be updating, adding sales every single day on this shop, just so that we can have a video where I'm going to show you how the numbers have changed over these days. Thanks for watching and have a beautiful time. See you in the next video where we're going to be diving in on different functionalities of sales ledger. Yeah, see you soon.